fine. But it's fine. We're good. We're gonna have some fun with it. We'll jump in tonight. We're gonna do probably our last Aether Revolt draft, just because obviously we're getting pretty close to Armonkhet coming out. Gonna just use my last use some tickets here to get one last look at it and hopefully do a bit better than my last couple of drafts, which just weren't great. Yeah, see what happens. So let's. What I want? Yeah, that's what I want. Just quickly set the stream up so we don't look like a scrub-a-dub. And let's jump in and have a draft. Where are we? Aether Revolt Intermedia. Somehow my last draft, I somehow managed to 2-1 even though the draft was really poor. Let me just get some background music going as well. This is the process of getting everything set up. Intermediate 6222. Just to get a quick reflection of where we were. Oh, let me just turn this on because I like the background music from Eternal. That's kind of the reason I have it, because I leave it open. It provides a little groove in the background, keeps everything mellow. We may play some Eternal later if things get boring on the Magic side of things. Yeah, we've got quests. I lost 2,500 gold. I don't know what happened there. I had exactly 5,000 last time I was here. But anyway, back to Magic. So this is the last deck I drafted, and it was a bit off. We forced black-green, ended up with double snake, but we really didn't get anything overly exciting. We first picked the Yahenni's Expertise, and definitely forced the deck. And to be honest, the only reason we really won is that our round 3 opponent just didn't block effectively and didn't. Yeah, wasn't great. We got a good expertise off though, which was nice. So this time we definitely don't want to force a deck, but I've been going back and forth between forcing decks that don't quite work and staying open way too long and ending up with not enough playables for decks, and it's all about finding a happy medium there, I guess, is the trick. So let's go back to the details and join a new league. Spend some of the old Tickerunos and straight in for a draft. I love straight in drafts, and we got a pretty awesome first pick rare. I love playing red. I love red cards that do good things. Let's have a squeezy here. If we weren't taking, we're taking Karizev. She's just good. First stroke menace, and you get a monkey that just keeps coming back. The Racer obviously a good card. The Swooper's a good card. The Leopard's a good card. I have first picked these every time. Oh, not every time, of course, but I've first picked these before. Daring Demolition's perfect. Well, it's a great removal spell, and Shock is shock. We all love Shock, and there's no reason not to. But I haven't had a chance to play with Karizev. I've lost to her a couple of times. She's just fine. She's going to deal some damage, and she's going to hopefully build into a nice little red deck. Obviously, to keep in mind that if red's not open, we are passing a Reckless Racer and a Shock to our left, so we have to keep that in mind. Unlikely to get those back, because they're both just good cards. But let's see what the packs give us. Okay, so our passing to us, they had an aid from the cow they didn't take. They had 2 uncommons, so they took an uncommon, and we got a bunch of stuff. Cards that we like here. Both the uncommons are not exciting, so this is a pretty, honestly, unexciting pack. I'm not a fan of the specialists. Machinations is basically unplayable, and aid just requires way too much work to be great. Although it works with a bit of a combo, because obviously the token on these play return, but no, we're not taking that. We're not taking that. So our choices are, if we want to stay on colour, we've got the Destructive Tampering, but I don't think that's good enough to just force to stay on colour. Fenhall is fine, but you're not taking a second pick. Osprey is a fine 3-drop. It's an okay 3-drop. Hinterland Drake is okay as well. I think we're just going to take the Bandar, because especially in a green-red tokens deck can do some nice things. Take the Bandar. It's not... It might be the best card in the pack, but it's fine. So this one, so we went from really good pack to unexciting pack to another really good pack. Foundry Hornet is fine. Scrapper Champion is a card that I've lost to way too many times. Aether Poison is good. Dawnfeather Eagle is really good. Druid of the Cow's great. Infinite Combustion is playable. So a lot of cards here. I think what I want to do is that I want to take the Scrapper... So Scrapper Champion, for those of you who don't know me, I am a red player. The reason my little dude down the bottom here is Raging Goblin is because that's one of my all-time favourite Magic cards, because it's a 1/1 that has haste. It just attacks and deals damage. So I've lost to Scrapper Champion at least 3 or 4 times. I actually lost a draft where all 3 games I lost to Scrapper Champion, and that hurt. And I haven't had a chance to actually play it yet, so I'm going to take her and see what we can do. There are possibly better cards here, could be wrong, but let's take Scrapper Champion. Let's make this last draft fun and attacky. So, Heroic Intervention is fine. I could definitely play Heroic Intervention. I played it in that last black-green deck, and it's not terrible. Like, it's not the best card you're going to pick up. Frontline Rebel's a card that always annoys me because it seems base count playable, but you just end up playing it because you need 3 drops when you're playing red. If you're playing the red deck, Implement Combustion's good. I don't mind it. Precise Strike, yeah, whatever. Fusion, Aeronaut, Harpooner's basically bad. I don't like this card at all. Not playing the Crawler. Question is whether I want the Combustion. I think for me personally, it's looking at Combustion versus Intervention. You might take the Intervention. I don't know. Right, now again, I really like Invigorated Rampage. It's a card that's likely to come back because people don't seem to like it as much as I do. Again, we've got people on our red, so we're unlikely to get red cards coming back after pack 8. And obviously there might be people on the other side as well. So we could take the Automaton, we can take the Leopard to try and cement ourselves into green, or we can take the Rampage. I think we want creatures, so I think we're going to take the Leopard here. I don't mind it. I think I slightly overvalue the Leopard, but I'm going to do me. So here we're looking at Tampering Cowl, Automaton, cards we've looked at in all packs before. I think we probably want Tampering. I love playing a 1/0 Tampering in my red decks just because it can sometimes just get through to win the game. Sometimes you have to board it out if you're playing against heavy flyers and no artifacts, but it's not often. You may even play a second one sometimes, pull out the board, whatever. Automaton, I do like Water Automaton. It's a good card, but I'm happy to take this one of Falter Effect. And Druid of the Cowl is obviously, if you're going big green, it's better. So here we'll just take the Frontline Rebel. Again, it's a 3-drop that I don't like playing, but you end up playing and you end up getting them because they come around. They come around so often. See, as I said, they come around so often. Hey DM, thanks for dropping in. And we got a shock back. Maybe I'm wrong on shock, but I don't. Being that we're literally, this is my opening pack, and it's come back, I'm pretty confident that means that red is not being heavily drafted at this table. There was another red card. The Destructive Tampering didn't come back, but that's fine. I probably like shock over Destructive Tampering. High Spire Infusion's fine. Not exciting. Implement's fine. Cards you want to play, like if you're playing red and you get hitting hard, it's good. If you can find any improvised cards, like if you can get the 4/4 Haste Giant, it's a good card. It also works if you get any Revolt stuff, which I'm not sure how much Revolt stuff's in red now that I think about it, but see what happens. I probably won't play both, but they're there. three more cards, or two more cards in the land out of this pack. I'm not expecting anything super exciting. We have 12 playable cards, which is a step up from my normal draft as of late. Maybe just something. So we're looking for some more interaction, some more removal. We didn't see any Chandra's Revolutions. Which is interesting. They tend to get picked pretty quickly. But I don't think we worry too much about that. But I like having Shock. I like having Destructive Tampering, and I like having a bunch of creatures. Heroic Intervention, I said not sure about, but we'll try it out. Double Frontline Rebel, I'd be looking to upgrade those if possible. We're definitely not playing a Prize Fighter Construct, because whatevs. Oh, we wanted a good red card. There's a good red card. Free Gem Region is the finisher that we want. It's just fine. It works nice with the implements. Yeah, we're taking it. Other considerations, if the free gem wasn't here, obviously another Shock isn't terrible. We'd actually probably be pretty disappointed. I'd potentially take the Wheelsmith and just hope that white sits open. Or I could find some white cards and build and look at my options, but yeah, we're taking the bomb. Here we're looking at another implement, which having the free gem region, another implement doesn't hurt. Having the Bandar means that counters can do fun things. Or we're looking at Prey Upon. Prey Upon I think is more likely to come back. It seems to be less valued by most people than the implement. Implements are going first and second pick because it's just good. Like, especially this one, it's just really good. Could be wrong. Let's take it. So here again we've got Prey Upon, or we've got the Brawler. There's also the Servo Schematic, which works well with our Bomony Rare. I think in terms of curve considerations, we're going to take the Creature. Again, one or two implements just make, because of Improvise, just makes it a nice card that you can sometimes play on turn 3. And it's got Menace. I like Menace. So we're seeing a third Prey Upon, which means that there's definitely, not definitely, but it's less likely that people next to me are in the in green. And no one's going to take 3 Prey Upon, so I'm really happy to take the Renegade here over the Prey Upon. Like I've said a few times that Prey Upon's really good, but or not really good, but it's fine. But we're taking the Renegade. It could be a 2/3 Death Touch for 1 in the late game, which is still fine. It stops any of the big vehicles and crap, so except for Console Skyship, but we don't worry about that. Chandra's Revolution. That's pretty much what we wanted. So we're looking at this late in the pack. I think we've successfully cut, or we cut red pretty hard in the first pack, and we got rewarded with a revolution. So you could talk about taking a creature here, but you're just not like you're just not taking it over a revolution. Feel pretty happy with this deck right now. For whatever reason, I find the ones that I'm happy with are the ones that don't do great. Precise Strike's going to sit in the maybe pile over here. I'm probably also going to put Heroic Intervention there. So I'd like to upgrade these, but it's unlikely I'm going to. Basically, we're just looking at a red-green. I don't know if you'd call it aggro, but we're going to try and curve out. We're going to try and hit hard. We're going to try and win games by dealing damage, which is the best way to win games. Okay, so after talking about them for like almost 2 full packs, we're finally going to take a Water Automaton. Again, the artifact does help with our bomb. Does also, sometimes you find that if the balls stall out, which can happen, you sit there, you could just ping off the last couple of damage once you've been attacking and hurting. I've won games by activating Water Automaton before. Another brawler, so again I'm pretty confident that red's open, at least from this side. And being that we're taking the best red cards, and we got that shock back in pack 1, I think pack 3 is going to be pretty good for us as well. And to be honest, we don't really have to be green. We've got, what, 14 red, mono red playables. So it's not impossible. Shock. Do I play the second shock? I don't know. We could even look like, if we pick up a solid white rare, not white rare, but we can see what happens. Iron Tread Crusher. Gear Smasher is just subpar. Subpasher? Gear Smasher is worse than Frontline Rebel as a 3-drop, so yeah. Generally. Obviously everything I say here is my own personal opinion and can quite often be wrong. And I am more than happy to admit I'm wrong when I am, so if there's anything specific I'm doing wrong, tell me. Probably not playing the Infusion. Sealed Courtyard. Now that is a card that we do have to consider for money value. Yeah, it's like a ticket or so. The question here is Rhino versus Giant, and I think I'm fine at my high end and I want to just take the Rhino. Sorry, Hunt the Weak is also in the pack, I just noticed. But we're at the point, we've got 12 creatures and we're trying to get rid of 2 of them. So I've got 10 playable creatures. This is just better than the Rebel, so 100% going to take that. Welding Sparks? Yes. If we don't take Welding Sparks, Terra is basically not great. I don't like it. People play it, I've seen people play it and win games with it, but when your 4-drop dies to shock, you don't feel good. Goggles, also a consideration with a double Brawler, but we're not going to be too worried there. Welding Sparks is just too good. Welding Sparks has probably definitely knocked the second shock out of being played. So we're definitely cutting those at the moment. I like having a 1 main board Appetite. I also like Seed Sculptor as a card. I'm pretty happy with my creature count at the moment, so I'm going to take this. With the chance that a Sculptor might come back to me. Look at all these red and green cards. So I'm pretty sure, I'm pretty happy that we picked the right set, we picked the right colours in this seat. Although in saying that, the cards are great outcome. Sabotage is no. Genius is okay, especially since I'm starting to get quite a few artifacts. Terra no, or Monitor is, so the pick at the moment is basically Monitor versus Genius. Genius is nice because, you know, when you're dropping your random implements afterwards, you can just cycle away your lands and your, cards that aren't going to have an impact on the game. Monitor is a 3/2 menace for 3, or 3/2 for 3 that gets menace, and it is an artifact counting towards your free gem regents. Improvise. I think I'm probably going to take the Monitor here. That one was probably one of the debatable picks that I've made here. Happy to see what everyone else would have taken there, but I'm happy to take the Monitor. Brawler vs Helix. I think I'm at the point where I've got enough removal that I can take the great creature, because it is just a great creature. Take down Gorger Guide Gremlin. I do like having a sideboard takedown, but I know most people don't. No. Probably not. Maybe I think I'm just taking a sideboard takedown here. I don't have any other way to deal with it with the fly deck. So I'm kind of happy to do that, except for obviously having a free gem region. Yeah, let's take a takedown. Dubious challenge, let's go. It's a challenge and it's dubious. Renegade, I really liked Renegade. Triple Kaladesh, I was a big fan of trying to do it, and it just never worked. Like, it's a 1/2 that you might get a little ping off here and there. Although in saying that, it's the best card in the pack for us. So I guess we take it and probably don't play it. Tiger, I'll take a Tiger here. Don't mind having an extra 5-drop. I'll definitely be running... I'll likely be running 17 lands in this deck. Giant is... I don't know, is Giant better than... Is Giant better than Tiger? That's the question. Although if I'm okay, so if I'm playing all 3 of those 5-drops, I'm playing 17 lands. There are a lot of times you'll drop to 16 lands in this format, which is fine as well. So this would have to be the most playable cards I've picked up in an Aether Revolt draft. Currently sitting at 32 playables. So I bought Demolish. There's a Quicksmith Genius back, so we may even consider putting that in. I'll just quickly move these out. That's 25. Even taking out my maybe cards, we're still above playable counts. I will reassess that, but once the draft ends, they all combine them in, so I don't want that to happen. Maybe cut one of our implements or something. Champion. Curve's not the best curve you can see in a deck like this, but it's not bad. I don't think I'm not unhappy with these cards that we've picked up. Puzzle not unplayable in Aether Revolt draft. In Kaladesh draft it was basically unplayable, but I prefer the implement of combustion. Because drawing cards is also nice. Alright, so we're sitting with 25 cards at the moment. I probably want to play the Genius because we're playing 17 land. Play one. Don't want a second automaton. Although my curve looks a lot worse. Cut High Spire Infusion. Doesn't give any evasion. Got a lot of sideboard options. Heroic Intervention. I think I do want Heroic Intervention. 15 creatures. Decision. I can't cut any creatures. I don't want to cut any of my removal. I don't want to cut my tampering. I don't want to cut my crush. I don't want to cut my implements. So the question right now is play the intervention and 16 lands, which I think is not great in this deck because I've got the double 5-drop and the 6-drop. Or we cut something. Maybe we do just cut the implement of combustion. Gone down to yeah, I like it. I like it. Any suggestions? Anyone have any thoughts on what we need to cut here? Do we just play 16 land? Do we cut something? Do we cut can't cut a creature. If I am going to go down to... I've still got 3 artifacts. Okay, I'm going to go down to one implement. I'd prefer the ferocity over the combustion. I don't have a ton of it. Like I've got 2 improvised, or 3 technically, because I've got 2 of those improvised guys and 1 revolt card. So that's not a major consideration, but it's a small factor. I like having heroic intervention. I suppose it's a 1-drop. Maybe I can cut this. Nah. Let's try it like this. We can always change it between rounds, etc. Okay, do a quick Rooney. Oh, we probably need some lands for a deck, hey? 10-7 doesn't seem right. That's rare. Oh, maybe. That's great. No, 9-8. Cool. Alright, let's do some stuff. So the deck's definitely not perfect. We theoretically, like in theory, want to curve out, Skyship Raider into Thriving Rhino into Scrapper Champion into, but because the curve isn't quite where you want it to be, then it's not going to be able to guarantee a curve out. When the die rolls, so that's a good start, and we have a perfectly keepable hand. We can start with the Renegade. Happy to just play the Renegade as a 1-2 because it's going to kill anything it comes in contact with. That's its first strike. We've got the Rhino on turn 3, Revolution on turn 4, and hopefully draw into a forest. So keep. Obviously, it's nice to get the Renegade with some counters, but having a 1-2, which is pretty likely to hit turn to get a point of damage in, and then just sit back and hold back a creature or two, is nice. Unless the opponent does that, which is something. In case we missed it, they play. I can't say it. Play the elephant, which comes into play. They get 1 energy. If they have 2 energy, they have to keep it alive. They have to spend it to keep it in play. We'll pass through that. If they do it again this turn, then we'll be able to see it. I think it's a 3-2 trample or something. 3-4. Enters the battlefield. You pay 2 energy if you have it. If you don't, return it to your hand and get 1. So they'll get 1 again. They'll have 2, and then next turn they'll play it, and it'll hold, which is fine because our Renegade will just block it all day, or our Revolution will burn it out if we draw our 4th land. Our opponent just basically, if that happens, our opponent basically just wasted their first 2 turns. But yeah, we definitely want to see our 4th land. I'd like to be a forest, and then I'd like to see our 5th land, play our Tiger. Oh, Caught in the Brights. That's a card too, I guess. So attack with the Renegade. Play the Genius. If we don't draw the land, we'll play the Automaton and discard the Tiger to try and lower the curve at deck and either draw the land or draw a creature we can cast. Surprise. We've got the Monitor, so I'm happy to cast the Monitor because it's the best way to spend our mana. We'll definitely attack with the Renegade first. Cool. Pecking away there. Might discard the Automaton. No, it's just getting a playable card in our hand. Might not discard this turn. We're not going to discard. Opponent needs to play another creature because I've got the Menace guy. Renegade can just keep pecking away until they drop something that I don't want to lose. Oh, another Caught in the Brights. That's cool. That's cool too. Alright, now we're getting to the point where we're not drawing lands or anything, so we're going to definitely cycle away the Tiger. And we draw our land, of course. I was going to say that we were going to try and do some Quicksmith Genius into Shock fun, but we won't because we drew the land. We're just going to attack with the Renegade. They can either give me the creature for it, or they can give me a trick for it, which I'm not upset about either way. Next turn we can Revolution to burn out the Rampager. Pioneer. Shock kills the Pioneer. So we're pretty happy. We can tap down their Forest, which may matter. Counter down. Kind of hoping they had the counter there, but decided not to. Tempering's good. 2, 3, 5. Not even close. So Revolution on this. Oh, I was supposed to shock. I was supposed to shock that end of turn. Undo. One mistake I always make with Chandra's Revolution Online is that I always tap down my own lands. Yeah, should have shocked the Pioneer end of turn because that was silly of me. But that's fine. Just means we get to attack this turn, which I'm not too upset about because next time I can slam the Crusher and just start attacking with that. Use Tampering to make it. So no, because that has flying. No, I'm going to shock that. Genius has done about what it's going to do. Might attack with that next turn. We'll see. If I draw my natural, my appetite, then I'm definitely going to be. Oh, Jesus, opponent is mono enchantments. Sweet. Okay, so we got free Gem Regent. So we can just slam that because we've got the Automaton and the Monitor. Opponent's going to be close to dead here. Hopefully they don't have another enchantment-based removal spell. There's got to be a limit to... Okay, well we're live drawing on Appetite for their natural. There's their Thriving Rhino. That's artifact, isn't it? Yeah, not enchantment. Brawl is a card. So we can Brawler and Shock. Yeah, we'll attack with the Renegade. No reason not to. Our life totals in a fine point. We may as well keep pecking away this damage so that Tampering becomes a real threat. At the moment our Tampering is 6. That's fine. Lightning Vigilance. I'm going to shock the Pioneer in response. I'm probably going to let... I'm going to take 10 damage here. That's a lot of damage. Probably not. Okay, thanks for the follow there, Synchron King. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for dropping a follow for me. I think we're happy to take 10 here. Next time I'm probably playing the Crusher, which can just block that. Yeah, let's take 10. It's a risk, but it's a risk we can take. Kind of wish we had more enchantment removal in the sideboard. But it's fine, it's fine. Play Crusher because it's just a wall. I think we're at the point we're going to stop attacking. Definitely not attacking with the... new to streaming Magic Online advice. Honestly, I mean, in terms of the setup, I could definitely walk you through physically how to set it up. But once you've got that part of it, there's really not much to tell you. Like, you just got to have fun with it and play like you'd normally play, and just talk shit while you do it. That's all I'm doing. In terms of setting up, are you actively are you ready to stream? Do you have your program set up and everything, or you're not even that far yet? It can be a bit tricky with Magic Online when you have to actively set it up. 6, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I win if they have nothing. I lose if they have anything. Got one card in hand in a white-green deck. It can't be much. Can't seem to get the chat to... So with getting chat, you need to download a... you need to be active on... I can't remember what it's called. Streamlabs. Make sure you have the account set up there and you download the Streamlabs app. And then you just kind of have to follow the instructions on that website to set it up. It took me a lot of messing around, and some of my old videos have a lot of crappy graphics on there, chat on there. And then you need to... It's tricky to say that, but I'm going to show you the actual setup of it, but that doesn't work, they're not dead yet. 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, yeah, not dead, but that's fine. But yeah, if you haven't got Streamlabs, definitely get Streamlabs. So because I've messed up here, the plan was to use the World Automaton, but obviously I can't do that because it doesn't have, because I've spent my mana to use this. So I'll attack for 10. Opponent has to take it. I'll drop Karazev to block. Opponent's on 3. Got 2 blockers, so probably going to stay alive. But if they can't kill me this turn, they're just dead, so... Cool. Are they just dead? I've got... Yeah, they can see it again, because I had 5 attackers, they had 3 blockers and 3 life, so... That's fine. What were we drawing? Scrap a champion. I want to play that. I want to play that. I want to win with that. So opponent's trying to do cute things. So I like your setup and the turn stats and the Magic Online chat behind the cam and Twitch chat. Yeah, this is something I've only just started doing. I used to have my window capture. I don't know if I can do this without messing anything up. I used to have this a lot smaller, and it was so tricky to make the chat different. But I found this is the best way for my setup anyway. I basically just made this overlay myself, just by screwing around in Photoshop. I had no skills. I just kind of played with it, you know. Yeah, so yeah, the chat's there. That's just me keeping going. I can shrink that, but then it makes the game not work. People don't need to see chat, but it's a good size to show off what you to have something for yourself. There is how I see it. I think I'm gonna run it back as it is. There's nothing overly exciting that we need to worry about, I don't think. So we're on the draw. We are keeping this. There's no reason not to. We've got 4 mana, we've got all playable cards in our hand. Cool. Don't forget to F8, kids. There's that Rampager again. I'm really not too worried about that. I've got enough creatures that deal with a Rampager. Like turn 3 I'll have my Leopard, I can make my Leopard a 3/4 and just block his thing for days. Infiltrators, whatever. Maths are tough, but you had enough creatures. Yeah. So in that previous game I said, when I made that incorrect attack, I said to my opponent, I said, oops, maths. And they said, maths are tough, you had enough creatures to cover, which is where I was at, so. Yeah. I mean, you don't need, obviously you don't have to have a microphone to stream, but I didn't for my first few, but they're definitely not as informative. You can't talk through your thoughts, you can't, you know, think things through and have that chat if you don't. People don't quite know where you're at, so definitely recommend having a mic. I prefer the headset over paying big money for a you know, a professional mic. Cause until I get, you know, a bit bigger here, I'm not gonna even think about stressing about that. But headsets are usually pretty cheap, obviously depending where you are. I'm down here in Australia. I paid about $90 for this thing a year back, and it's fine. It's nothing fancy. I just got it from our local game store, and yeah. So I'm going to put, as I mentioned a bit ago, I'm going to put the counter here on the Aether Stream Leopard, just one counter so that it can block the Rampager. That's really cool. Definitely, I've just followed you there, Synchro. So if I'm online, I'll definitely drop by and watch the stream. Just to see if I can give you any pointers as I go. Don't know if I will be, but I'll try. We're not attacking. I'm guessing my opponent's going to go land into random enchantment. No? Okay. Cool. I like that. Yeah, okay, yeah, so you got the headset you just moved. Yeah, that's... Moving's always fun. It's, yeah, it gets a bit tricky. So here we can... So opponent hasn't played a third land, and I'm in my 5th land, which I only just realised. We can either Riparian Tiger, or we can Welding Sparks and keep up Intervention. being that we know our opponent has at least 4 3 mana costs ways to deal with my creatures, I'm going to just do this. Yes, it's an instant, but whatever. Okay, he's getting it +2/+2, so it's a 5/6. Interesting. Interesting choice for our opponent. Obviously desperate to keep their creatures count up, which is understandable. So we'll wait a turn before attacking. No land. Specialist, sure, you got a 2-drop. No attacks. So we're in a good spot, but if our opponent has a good hand, they might be able to start playing creatures if they draw a land, which we don't want. We can just play that. Unfortunately, knowing my my luck, I'm going to play this, they're going to find their 3rd land, they're going to find their Thopter Arrest, and it's just going to be gone. So I'm not going to be able to keep up Heroic Intervention mana. So I want to do more than just play Magic on here? Yeah, just, I mean, just, when you say do more than just play Magic, you mean play other games as well, or do other things besides playing games? Like, do you want to do, like, deck techs and things like that, or do you want to play Hearthstone and whatever's? 7/9, so I can just attack. 7 turns, yeah, opponent's saying 7 turns with 0 lands, that is pretty painful. 1, 2, 3, so I can pump this twice and keep up Heroic Intervention, which I'll probably want to do. Yeah. So that's 9, so that's a 2-turn clock, so we're pretty much... Yeah, honestly, just go for it. So if you haven't streamed yet, whenever you go to your dashboard to start streaming, you put in what you're doing. Here, I'll see if I can. Where's my dashboard? You may have seen this, but I'll show you anyway. This is what I see when I'm streaming, and you just put in here literally what you're doing, what you're calling it. You see your video preview, you see your chat, and so if you just change that to playing an RPG here or opening packs, whatever. I've done pack openings. I've found, because I have been doing it for, like, I'm not going to say I'm pro. I do have 119 followers, which is very small time. But I've found that things like pack openings, you kind of want to do straight to YouTube. You don't want to... Doing it on here is very awkward because it's hard to... Cool, so we win. Yeah, it's hard to kind of do it and interact with your opponents at the same time. But yeah, you could definitely do it. You just go, yeah, opening packs, and Twitter's really good. It's just opening packs, twitch.com, twitch.tv/whatever. And people watch it, people might not watch it. Who cares? That's probably the tricky thing, especially if you're not streaming yet. Do it for yourself, for one, and stream like you've got 100 people watching all the time. Because if you sit here, I see a lot of people who get on, they've got 0 or 1 viewer, and they're just sitting here doing this. Cool. Yeah. Okay, if you want to play like that, you just play. Don't stream. Like, if you ever watch my streams from the start, I'll fire up with 0 viewers, and I'll be like, "Hey, how's it going? I'm MP Numbers, here to play some Magic, planning to do this, going to do this, going to do this," and you just have to act like you've got someone here to talk to, and be able to keep talking about your thoughts and laugh at yourself and have fun with it, whether you've got viewers, whether you're doing really good, really bad. That's the fun part of streaming, I think, is that little challenge. Cool. Alright, we got the W, the win. Let's do it again. I like the deck. I do like the deck. I do also play other games as well. Like, I play Eternal, I play Hearthstone with... yeah. Do that on daily. Yeah, it's awesome. I play Hearthstone with a buddy occasionally. I'll talking to some people at the moment about doing some other random games that people want me to try out, being that My follow base is getting a little bit bigger now, so people are approaching me with opportunities, which is exciting. Um, yeah, definitely try not to limit yourself to doing one thing, because if you are a Magic streamer, that's all you're ever going to do. Um, if you're someone who plays games, that's where opportunities open up, collaborations, all kinds of fun stuff. Alright, round two, let's go. Don't know why Eternal just opened up there. My opponent is currently 2-0. Xbox 360. Yeah, I can't tell you much about console streaming. I've never done that. This end's tricky. Scrounging Bender, Appetite, Crusher. On the draw. Like, it's fine, but it's not great. I can't remember the last time I turned on my consoles. They just sit there, gathering dust. I think we'll keep it. I think we've got enough 2 and 3 drops that we can keep it. If I draw into nothing but land, I'm gonna be annoyed. Speaking of, there's a land. But yeah, any 2 or 3 drop basically gets me out of it. There we go, there's one. There's like the best one. The one thing you'll find if you're looking at streaming Magic on the PC compared to other games is that laptop is 2 days old. Nice, should be solid. My computer's about 2 years old, so you're probably doing better than me. But yeah, with Magic, you might have found if you've already tried setting it up, is that you have to window capture. Sorry, you have to monitor capture, where other games you can game capture, but because the way that Magic works with its layers, it's just really dicky. Thriving Rhino. So we might be racing here. Thriving Ibex versus Thriving Rhino. Hopefully my opponent doesn't find something to match my Iron Tread Crusher. If they do, I've got the Appetite, so it's fine. Alright, we're going to take 3 here, are we? Yeah, we have to. It's just like a double block, but it's got 5 tough, so we're not doing that. You're right, I'm not partnered, so you can't subscribe to me. But I appreciate the sentiment. I'm still quite a while away from getting a sub button. Aether Inspector. I'm not going to move the counter this turn. Maybe next turn. See what happens. Hey. So in the interest of spending my mana properly for both turns, I'm going to Crusher this turn. And I can Radar and keep up Appetite if anything happens. Can I attack? I think I can attack because I need to be able to keep both creatures up to crew. Yeah, we'll pass. We're on the defensive here. The opening hand, like I said, it wasn't great. I thought all of these implements were sorcery only, but they're not. They're really not. Put the phone on silent. That's also the first thing about streaming properly. Try and look a little bit professional. So, because you said if you had the money you'd subscribe, but you only get a subscription, like a subscribe button, if you're a Twitch partnered streamer, and that doesn't happen. You need to do lots of good stuff. I think the general rule of thumb is you need to have 1,000 followers, and you need to be streaming at least 3 times a week and have a positive impact, and then it goes to a review board and all kinds of nasty things. Question is, they're going to... You can always subscribe to me on YouTube, that's free. MP numbers, just Google it, or YouTube it, and I'm there, play lots of Magic and stuff. Basically just upload my streams. My video editor doesn't work anymore, unfortunately. Now I can block with the Crusher here, but a combat trick blows me out. No, you're right, that's fine. When I first started, I was like, yeah, I'm going to get people subscribing to me, it's going to be awesome, but yeah, you learn a lot as you go. So you just kind of jump in and see what happens with it. So I can block here, so I could tap both my creatures to block with the Crusher. I'm expecting they have some kind of trick though, because obviously my opponent knows I can do that. The question is, what trick is it, and do I care? I think I might care. I might just block the Inspector. Yeah, let's block the Inspector with my Crusher. Because whatever they're doing, it's probably not +4/+4. Or my opponent has a removal spell to respond here. Yep, decommission, there we go. That's fine. Take 6. Walked into that one. Another Druid. So I'm definitely not putting that on my creature this time. I want to have 2 creatures as big as possible. That's a nice card. So we're going to play Kari. We're going to put the implement on her. So we're going to have a 2/4 mana, so first strike. And unfortunately we drew a land, which is not what we wanted. I can attack with my Rhino. They put all the creatures in front of it and my Rhino dies, so we don't want that. So we're passing. We're going to take some hits here. We're going to block the smaller creatures. We're going to try and avoid blocking the Ibex as much as possible, but obviously eventually we're going to have to. Hoping my opponent plays an artifact that I care about so I can gain a little bit of life. Or enchantment, of course. Gain a little bit of life to try and get a race happening, but obviously they're at double my life total, so... yeah. Opponent has options, apparently. I still don't mind our matchup here, it's just that our opponent got off a bit faster. Druid's a good card. I don't know why people don't like it. People, a lot of arguing back and forth about how good Druid of the Cow was. I think it's fine. Obviously something's happening here. I'm going to start making some desperation blocks. We might double block here, just see what happens. Take 5. I lose my Spandar that way, don't I? I'll block like this. Opponent's got tricks, I've got tricks. So this is Aether Revolt's draft. It's probably the last Aether Revolt draft I'm going to do because it is obviously getting very close to the end of this format. Because Ket's coming out soon, but I've done some pretty crappy drafts the last couple of drafts that I've done, so I'm going to... thought I'd take a chance to do it a bit better than I have been doing it. still haven't got my trophy. I'm kind of hoping to get at least one trophy in this format. It's actually probably the best deck I've drafted in at least a while. We'll move one counter. We'll go to 3/5 first strike. The trailer for Armonket, oh, it's so good. Like, it's the best trailer that they have done. Like, since they started doing trailers a couple of sets back, and it is just full stop the best trailer. Alright, I might try attacking this turn. Yeah. Let's attack. We get a monkey. Monkey will just get blocked and die. That's fine. Let's pretend I've got a combat trick. Yep. Okay. That's the first step. Play a brawler. Shadow Venus, Jad, yeah. That's fair enough. I've been playing for a lot longer than that. But yeah, the trailer is so... Yeah, I was amazed, because normally, if you've seen the previous trailers, it's normally just like the card art and then a slight movement, kind of like you see on the gold Hearthstone cards if you play Hearthstone. It's never actually a straight up animation movie. Like, it's just, yeah, I'm just so good. Alright, so we're getting a bit low because obviously the opponent can do stuff here. Maybe I shouldn't have attacked with the Zev, because Zev blocks Ibex pretty good. But we are blocking, we're going to block. I'm expecting tricks of some kind. So I can either block everything on the Ibex, take 4, lose to a combat trick, or I can just block here, here, and here. Take 4. Oh wait, I was taking 4 anyway, yeah, okay. That's fine. I lost my Bandar, don't care about that. Go down to 3. So life's getting low. I'm going to stop playing land now because I don't need to play anymore. If I draw my Quicksmith guy and some artifacts, I can cycle them. So I'm not going to attack with the Skyship Raider. I might attack with the Brawler, because it's going to get some damage in. So we're doing a very careful race here. Opponent is down to 1 card, which is relevant. If anything like Thopter Arrest or Caught in the Brights comes out, I can just slam. Oh, that hurts. I'm not dead. I mean, I'm close to dead, but I'm not dead. I'm pretty dead. That Ibex. Possibly I should have suicided some creatures earlier to get that Ibex out of here, but you know. So the Ibex can eat that. I might double block here. Take 2. Lose my leopard. Lose 2 creatures there. Ouch. I mean, I'm dead. No matter what I do, I'm dead to the flyer next turn. Yeah, let's block to live, not anything else. So unfortunately my opponent's not going to give me an artifact or an enchantment, which is annoying. And that doesn't do it for me. Alright, so we lose game 1. Let's just... One for many, force of will forged by might, driven by fire, born of death throughout the turn. Yeah. it's just chanting it, and then there's it's so good. Like it has that undertone, and a lot of people are talking about what it means. Some people are saying, oh, it means, the one for many is Gideon because he's the White Walker and Force of Will is the Blue Walker. Personally, I have a little, and I mentioned this, I did a little video where the spoilers first started about the mechanics for Limited, because I am a Limited player. And I think my premonition is that Bolus is going to be a 5-color Planeswalker, which could be interesting. I could be wrong, probably wrong, but I think it'd be really cool to see him as a 5-color, and like with that meaning, again, the 5 colors like people are saying, but all about Bolus, So we're just doing a GG attack here. Unless the opponent decides to know, Opponent knows what's going on. Yeah. It's so cool, like it shivers, I swear. Alright, so opponent just has creatures, so we just need to get out on the board better. High Infusion might be worth looking at. Takedown is probably acceptable. Shock's probably not going to do much, so they didn't have much that is shockable. So we might turn Shock into another Shock. Turn Shock into either Precise Strike or Takedown. Because we are dealing with creature damage. We'll try Precise Strike. It could be wrong, but I'm gonna just like I saw 6 creatures and none of them were killable by Shock. Whereas Precise Strike can sometimes just be that 1 point of difference, and First Strike obviously doesn't matter. And we're going first because we want to go first. This one's awkward again. I think we just have to keep it because it's fine. We can play a 5-drop. Implement could just be bad. Actually, no, I don't think we will keep it. Unfortunately, I know if I mulligan, we're going to draw no lands or worse hands. Maybe we do keep it. Yeah, let's mulligan. That is so much worse. Opponent mulliganed as well, so it's not as bad. We should have kept it. We have to mulligan again. Alright, this is a keeper. Okay. We bottom a land. We don't want to see a land. Okay, so what we want to do is basically play Kari and win with Kari. Hope our opponent draws nothing and win with Kari. Dromedary? Seriously? Oh well, we've got Menace. F8. Always remember to F8 when you play Magic Online every game because it means that it just auto skips when you're tapped out and can't do anything. Okay, the city, that's fine. We've got our 4th land, which is what we wanted for our Scrapper Champion. So we're getting for 1. They blocked a monkey. As expected. And we pass turn. We'll probably play the champion first, just because it means more overall damage if my opponent doesn't find anything to block it with. 1/4 doesn't block it very well, unfortunately, because it's going to be a 3/3 double strike. So I'm just thinking, what do we want to draw? So you believe that, so one becomes chosen, the force of will to be chosen, the fire of wanting to live to the end, being chosen to rise eternal, and the chosen. Yeah, yeah, I can definitely see that. That makes sense. May as well attack. Opponent's got literally one power on the board, so we're going to kill something or deal some damage. Then we're going to play the Scrapper Champion. Then we're going to play, if we draw the 5th land, you're right, that's cool. The one thing I probably need to work on still, because as I said, this chat that I've got down here at the moment is still new. I only got it this way, I think 2 weeks ago. I probably need to make the font just a bit smaller so long messages fit in properly. But, yeah. Cool. We kill a servo at no loss to ourselves. I don't ever be sorry about chatting in my chat. I love having people who will chat about me, whether it be about the game, about other random crap. It's just that's what I'm here for. I'm not here to just listen to myself talk for a couple of hours and play games. Like, again, if I want to do that, I'd just play games and talk to myself and listen to music. But I love interacting. So yeah, I'm really excited. I mean, probably my favourite thing. Probably oh, they're stuck on 3 lands. Wow, I didn't even notice. My favourite thing about Armoncut so far is just the land. Is the artwork. I really love how they've pretty much every piece of artwork that I've seen have implemented ancient Egyptian stuff, which I've always been a big fan of ancient Egypt, and the Bolus theme, like having Bolus ever present in literally every artwork that we see. It's just awesome. Right, so what we can do this turn, we're going to attack with everything, of course. They still can't effectively block anything, and we are 100% going to be paying for that. You're right. It's all good. My favourite words are words that I try and avoid saying on this, because I like to keep it friendly. So you're going to take 6. Wow, you're keen. Doesn't matter which order they hit in. So here I can play the land, I can play the automaton, and I can play the brawler. Cool, so we're doing pretty well. If we draw like, we are out of cards, which sucks, but that's what happens when you bowl to 5, it's gonna, you're going out of cards. But if I draw, creatures can't block, we just win, don't we? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, yeah, we just win. Opponent's still trying to develop their board. They got a 2/6. And they need to play a creature with 1 toughness, and they might be able to finally kill Makarizev. Maybe. Wouldn't mind drawing Heroic Intervention. I'm pretty happy we end up putting Heroic Intervention in the deck. It's a good card. Oh crap, yeah, okay, I don't know why that's doing that, because that is not valid anymore, so disregard that. How do I kill the plug? End plug? We got the thing, that's fine. Let me just screw with MTG bot here. I can turn off that plug, because yeah, unfortunately you can no longer enter that contest because it is finished. So we're definitely going to attack with the double striker and the menace guy. I think we just keep attack with everything, right? Double block, kill that, that dies. So we're going to attack with that and that actually. That and that. If they want to double block this, That's fine. Plug off is what I want to do. Cool. If only I had energy. That's fine. So again, my opponent's choosing to take 6 to kill a creature, and that's interesting. I was doing similar things in the last game, but I wasn't taking 6, I was only taking 3 or 4 damage. Except for that one turn that I took more than 4 damage. So I'm still happy I took Shock out, because it's really not doing anything. Precise Strike may come into effect. I don't know. Basically what I don't want to draw from here on is lands. Any land I pick up is just negative value. I'd like to draw like my 4/5 Menace or my Tiger would be nice. Okay, opponent's trying to get some mana and draw some card. Yeah, just sort of straight up draw a card. Might have a Revolt guy. If you've got the Harpooner, that's annoying. So that would just straight up kill my dude. Cool, alright. Got the win. So basically, where I stumbled in the first game, my opponent stumbled in the second game. We're drawing Chandra's Revolution, so we pretty much win that game anyway. And there's the tampering. Play mono green in standard. Trying to think what a mono green standard deck would look like at the moment. What kind of cards are you running in the mono green standard deck? I think the only way I'd probably do it would be an energy based aggro deck. So I haven't seen a single artifact from the opponent. Maybe I want to cut Appetite, but it's so risky. Opponent playing mono white, you've got to expect them to have Caught in the Brights and Revoke Privileges like my first opponent did, but if they don't have it, Appetite is such a bad card. I can always do the horrible play of killing my own artifact, but I don't particularly want to do that. I don't think I can risk it. We'll keep it in there. Again, Shock, happy to keep out. Yeah, let's run it back as with the update, with the Precise Strike like we did last game. What are we at? 12 minutes, clock's pretty even, we can't keep this hand. I mean, his hand's one forest away from being good. Hey Jordan, how's it going, man? Can we keep this hand? So with one forest, this hand's great, but without a forest, the hand's terrible. What do we reckon? I think we risk it. I think we risk it, and we regret it if it's bad. Keep? Alright. Dambat's in charge, we're keeping. It's all on Dambat. Opponent's gone down to 5 though. Electric Pummeler and Blossoming Defense. Oh yeah, so energy based deck. I'm going to do, when Standard rotates, I'm going to do Electric Pummeler with Fling and just go crazy and have fun with it. That's not in the forest. Messed up with DCI numbers, gave you a new one despite having nearly 105 points. There is a, Jordan, there is a process. I think if you go to the planeswalkerpoints.com page, you can get your DCIs linked so your points all link up, or you can just contact Wizard support. They're really good. I had a friend who had a similar issue, so I definitely don't just take it. Definitely talk to them, and you should be able to pull those points up. And because because those points do matter if you're looking for buys and things at GPs and getting, you know, even just bragging rights. I loved having high planeswalker points when I played Paper Magic because it was fun. Opponent's going to gain some life here. Alright. Forest. If we get Forest this turn, it's going to be pretty hard for our opponent to beat us. Because we can go Thriving Rhino into Scrapper Champion. Want to be a pro. To be honest, being a pro is something I've always wanted to do. I'm probably at the point where I've accepted that it's very unlikely to happen. But yeah, I'd love to get on the Pro Tours and even just that kind of thing. I'm a bit more focused these days on streaming. So like if I was given the choice right now, very strong mono white deck in standard, 1 3 FNM with it 2 in a row. Nice. I do miss it. Like I used to be a heavy Paper Magic player, but then I got a family, I got 3 kids, and it's hard to get away. So the compromise with the wife was that I get to stream a couple times a week, and I don't go out to Paper Magic anymore. But I used to love you're just taking random decks that don't fit the meta. You get people that sit down and they play hey, this is the best deck. This deck top 8'd last weekend at blah blah blah. I'm like, yep, cool. You're dead. Right. Yeah. Mono white. So how does mono white roll? So mono green edge. So mono white would just be. I mean, is it revolt based? No, it wouldn't be revolt based, would it? Alright, we're stuck on land. We can still turn around. If we get our 4th land, we can turn it around, but it's not looking pretty right now. We're probably going to block the elite. Yeah. Just mono white good stuff. Any specific cards that make it better than... Alright, we're going to try and hold our life total up here because we know what our opponent can do. If they want to waste a combat trick here, I'm not going to play it at all. Blossoming Defense, sure. That's painful. That sucks. Alright, it's all on Danbat. Come on, Danbat. You told me to keep it, and it's crap. Come on. I'm joking. Yeah, I'm joking. I would have kept it, I think, anyway. We're going to discard the Renegade, I guess. No. Might discard the Crusher. We're not going to. No. Play Tampering. That's not worth it. I'd rather keep it up in me possibly building up my board. Avacyn, Sprint, here, Stasis, Snare, Gideon, yeah. So just the good white cards and Smash Face, that seems fair. I lose Appetite. Probably wrong. I haven't seen any artifacts or enchantments in this matchup. Eagle. Ugh, okay, so we're going to take some damage here. We're going to take 3, 6, 8 damage. Probably not going to come back from this. That's it. As long as you're having fun with it, that's... At the end of the day, if you're playing some good Magic and you're having fun doing it, nobody can take that away from you, basically. And obviously winning's always nice. As long as you're not playing like the horrible decks, like the non-interactive decks that just combo out and win. Yeah, I don't like those people that much, but everyone has their own fun, their own way, so you can't prey upon. Yep, prey upon. All right, cool. So we're dead. All right, so Dream of Trophy is dead, but the deck still runs generally pretty good. Yeah, it's our own community. Oh, not personally, but yeah, I definitely know of the Professor and his team. Alright, we'll just We'll just quickly run through the deck again for people who have joined the stream recently. It did not... I've had an energy deck that did not Pummeler because I don't like how it was on opponents. Yeah, I did something similar, like when the standard... Because there was a deck at the Pro Tour, and I was looking at it for doing PPTQs and things like that, which was the red-green Pummeler deck, and one of my buddies actually built a pretty good energy deck that didn't have Pummeler. I might even still have it in the list here anyway. And he ran really well with it, and I played it, and I ran terribly. You got the deck from them, the green energy deck. Yeah, it's they do a lot of good decks. Energy. Yeah, this is the deck that one of my buddies put together. Just a red-green non-Pummeler energy deck. Like I said he played it, and he had a lot of success with it. He was almost just doing really well. And then I ended up going, because this was the same time that White Blue Spirits just became a thing, and I ended up just losing, and every matchup was White Blue Spirits, and every matchup I just lost because of Avacyn or something horrible. But yeah, my plan, like I said, when the set does rotate over, I want to build something similar to that in red-green energy, but it's going to be the Cub, so the 2/2 that gets +1/+1 counters on it, the Electrostatic Pummeler, and Fling, with the intention being that you can either get through with damage or you can get through with Fling to just do tons of damage. So as soon as the set rotates out, I'll be brewing, and in saying that, like, this is how excited Amonkhet has got me. I haven't brewed, honestly, I haven't even played actual standard, competitively or seriously since Ataka Red was a thing, and that was before Shadows, I think. I had a couple of casual decks, but I never really got serious with it, and I haven't thought about trying to build my own deck since 2005, 6, 7, maybe 10 years now, since probably Lorwyn was a set, and I built a really cool mono blue fairy deck, and it was pretty cool. I won all the FNMs, and I was only like 17 at the time, but won all the FNMs and just had lots of fun with it. And now I look at the deck and it was horrible. Crippleth Right and Dramatic Reversal. Yes, does it make infinite mana? Does it make a lot of mana? Never thought about it, to be honest. After the Oath block, but before Innistrad. Yeah. There's a lot of people that seem to come in around that time. It must be a popular time to start playing. Alright, so this could go horrible like it did last time with not drawing the lands for it, but if I do draw the lands, it could be amazing. Let's keep it. Let's roll the dice. We've had the bad luck once, this time we've got to have the good luck. Yeah. In Innistrad, so in terms of drafting, so I draft, that's what I do. I play Limited, I play Sealed sometimes, because that's fun too, occasionally. But primarily I draft, and Shadows over Innistrad and Eldritch Moon was one of my favourite draft archetypes. So it's definitely a good time to come in. And it was actually, I think it was probably my most successful draft. I think I ended up with 7 or 8 trophies in the Eldritch Moon, because that's when trophies just started, and I haven't got any in this format, and it annoys the crap out of me. But it's fine. At the end of the day, I'm having fun. That's what I care about. Got some energy. Aether Sweep is a good card. Cool, so we got our 4th land, so we're pretty much turned on for everything. We're going to attack, they're going to block the Karizev, and we're going to get 2 damage in from the monkey. We're going to F6, can't do anything else. Then we're going to play out Scrapper Champion. Free Path to Exile for winning and playing. Free Path and 2 Noose Constrictors for playing. That's pretty solid. Path to Exile is a good card. You wanna have them. Was that the FNM prize, or just from a person, or? Then promos, you get a free pack. Yeah, that's cool. So I guess scrap a champion this turn. And promos, but Path of Exile hasn't been the FNM promo for months, has it? It was a year ago. I thought, I don't even know what the FNM promo is supposed to be this time. Or did your store give out just random FNM promos? So if I just scrappy champion there just because it can be the biggest threat if it survives. It might survive. Automaton, fire, alright, let's attack. I'll probably just revolution the Drake. Just to reduce their force. It was random and every often old one get thrown out. Cool. Yeah, that's a cool. I like when the stores throw them out, like mix it up and give you something different. You know, it's nice of them to add a bit of variety and not just the random. You know, this is the card you're getting, so you can think, well, I may as well not show up because I don't really care about getting that card. And getting something like Path to Exile is awesome. Especially that promo Path to Exile is such an awesome artwork. So opponent keeps hitting with flyers. That's fine. Trying to cast Bastion Inventor? Yeah? 6, that would have been painful. Although Renegade just blocks it. Hey, Blade Master. Yeah. That's fair enough. I mean, if you have no intention of ever playing Modern or... Yeah, that's fine. I'm the same, like interactive tutorials, yeah, that's cool. Like you find I mean, if you're doing what I'm assuming you're saying when you say interactive tutorials, like teaching people how to play as you're streaming, it can get tricky because you have to allow for the fact that people drop in and out. I didn't attack, sorry, got distracted. People drop in and out of your channel, and you can't just have a straight tutorial as you go. I've found. I'd probably recommend that's something you want to do as a YouTube video or a video on demand rather than... But interactive obviously is the key word there. Amonkhet, I'm excited for Amonkhet. As I was saying before, Amonkhet has got me excited to build a standard deck when I haven't built a standard deck in years. I love the artwork, I love the theory. I've always been a real big fan of ancient Egypt and ancient history. Going through high school 10 years ago, 12 years ago, 13 years ago. Yeah, it blocks. Yeah, that was the intention. Blocking. Yeah, really exciting. And the fact that they've implemented that with Bolus, who's obviously a big character in the world. Yeah, I'm pretty excited for Amonkhet. Right, I'm guessing my opponent's going to start. They're at 2. I don't know. Like obviously, for the last however long, there's been the talk about how standard's broken and its power was too high. But I don't know. All we can do is play the format. I'm excited. I'm not gonna lie and say. Look, I'm not gonna say standard's great. I don't play it that much, but I think there's enough happening in Amonkhet that's going to break the standard issues that we have right now. I don't think it's going to be a dual deck format, like a 2-deck format, with the introduction of the new set. Okay, this time we're definitely attacking. But I could be wrong. I mean, there are cards, like there's that green card that literally hurts / kills those two decks, like the all artifacts coming into play tapped or whatever. 100% turns off Saheeli and slows down all the vehicle decks a bit. I think there's a lot of aggro stuff happening. There's also some good control cards coming out. So I think we're going to see a more diverse standard than we have been seeing. Could be wrong. Like I said, we could turn around after the Pro Tour and just see, oops, same old, whatever. But it's hard to pick. It's hard to say for sure. Okay, we're just going to start dumping our board. No. I'll keep the Renegade. Obviously, there are sweepers that we can consider. They might have Yohani's expertise. It's rare though, so it's unlikely. But yeah, I don't want bannings, but I don't think bannings are the answer, especially in terms of as a lot of people talk about it, consumer confidence. If they just ban no weaknesses, looking out for a white, got any good cards in case I want to splash, yeah, that's fair enough. But yeah, I don't think bannings are the answer, because yeah, consumer confidence, if they just release a set and then ban the cards that people have paid money for, it's not going to look good for the company. I think the one-off banning they did was good. Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's completely, like, I remember the Devotion set when Mono Blue and Mono Black was literally all the decks, like, that was it. But it rotates, it changes. You have to be ready. Like, you can't just say, well, it's broken, let's give up. You have to be an innovator, especially if you are someone that enjoys building decks. I said, not me, I'm happy to play other people's decks. But if you're someone who is creative enough and is skilled enough to build decks, you've got to keep trying. You've got to look at every card as an opportunity and know that it could go away. What do we think of the Gideon of the Trials and As Foretold? Okay, so As Foretold is really good. I don't think it's going to see standard play. I think not see standard play, but I think it's going to be a standard As Foretold deck, like a lot of people are talking about. I think it is going to be very heavily played in Modern. There's going to be new Modern decks built around As Foretold. Gideon of the Trials is fine. I don't actually think it's as good as the current Gideon. Personal choice, because I've seen a lot of you, especially YouTube videos is where I go a lot, because being Australian, you don't get to watch many streamers because everyone streams at like arse o'clock in the morning. But everyone's saying, oh, Gideon of the Trials is so broken and so unbeatable, but it's a 3 loyalty planeswalker that can only tick up once, and every colour has a way to deal with that. I just don't. Sure, it's good. Like, and that's the thing. Planeswalkers, they either need to be. I've written this about 3 or 4 times in comments. Planeswalkers either need to be really good or really bad. There's no in between for Planeswalkers. It's just the way they are. And it is good. It's a good card, but it can be answered relatively easily. Like, it dies to Lightning Strike, which is not in the set, but Lightning Strike being generic 3 damage red card. Whereas the 4-drop one didn't. You've also got bounce spells which get rid of it. Like, a lot of people are saying, hey, you get the emblem and you just can't win. Like, well, no, because you just kill the Gideon. And like black, you've got Grasp of Darkness. But blue, you can literally just bounce Gideon and win the game if they've got that token out. Let's play some Magic. I think it's good. I think if I ever open it in a draft, I'm going to slam it and giggle quite a bit. And it will see play in standard, Gideon the Trials, but it's not as it's not format breaking, it's not unbeatable, it's not Synchro King, want to open TCG products that other people send me and donate the money for them and send them the rares or mythic or something equivalent for other games. Yeah, there's a lot of people that do that. So obviously go back to your intentions to stream. Open products that other people send me and donate the money for them. Yeah, that's something that, like, you see people do that. It's something that you're going to need to get up there. Yeah, nothing's unbeatable. Obviously, some decks, like I said, current standard sucks. Sorry, I'm jumping back and forth here, but current standard sucks and I don't want to play it. It is a 2, maybe 3 deck format, but it's not unbeatable. People can beat those decks. What are we doing? Sorry, let's focus on the game. Aether Meltdown on that guy. That gets... Who cares about that? It's fine. Sorry, so Synchro King. So setting a product. So that's something that... Look, I'd have to say that's a long-term goal. People, unfortunately, aren't going to just donate to a unknown streamer. Like, yeah, you're looking at a couple of years and good quality content before people are going to want to give you packs and donate packs to you. But it is something that, you know, it can be done. It's interesting. It's fun to mix it up and get other people involved and build up a bit of a community or cross content. Jordan, as long as you get your opponent to negative life, kill the Planeswalker. Gideon's not great. I'm keeping my old Gideon. Yeah, old Gideon is better. I think that no one's going to replace current Gideon with new Gideon with old Gideon. But no, current Gideon with new Gideon. But there are going to be decks where they're going to play both. Like I'm expecting a mono white deck. Like as you said, you've got that mono white deck that does good work. Like it can probably be tweaked to maybe add Gideon in and just, you know, do fun stuff. Hopefully the White God's good. I don't know, like what the White God's, obviously you have to consider the fact, so it's gonna be indestructible. It's probably gonna have Vigilance, which is obviously the least exciting of all the keywords. And then I generally don't know. 12 Gideon deck. Yeah, with the, was that with the 5-cost Gideon as well? Or is there another Gideon I'm not thinking of? Yeah, so it's going to have Vigilance. It's probably going to be... I think it's going to probably be like a 4-4 for 3 or something like that with Vigilance. It's probably going to be the White God's probably going to be the weakest of the gods, I would imagine. It'll probably have something to do with either soldier tokens or +1/+1 counter, or not counters, but just a Glorious Anthem ability. But yeah, I don't think it's going to be great, but let's wait and see, hey? Thinking long term because nothing's worth it if you don't put the energy in it, yeah, for sure. The 2 cat, the ally, yeah. I haven't really looked at that one because I didn't really consider it being that it is just a promo card. Okay, I didn't. Those ones normally don't ever see constructed play, but I guess it's probably good. Synchro long term, yeah. You got to think long term, but I think I made the mistake first off of thinking long term straight away, where like I was like, yeah, I'm going to be famous. People are going to know the name MP numbers wherever I go, and I'm going to get playmats printed and commission artwork and shit. But while it's great to have long-term goals, you do have to obviously remember that there are a lot of people doing this, like streaming. It's taken me, I'm about a year in on and off to get my 119 followers that I have, which is I'm happy with, but in the big scheme of things, it's basically nothing, unfortunately. But definitely, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to talk you down, but definitely, as long as you know that it is a long-term goal and have some small-time things ready to go as well, 100% go for it. 100%. I'd love to if I see the day where I tune in and see Synchro King. I'm pronouncing that wrong, but whatever. You know, with 10,000 viewers and smashing the streamer showdowns and that kind of stuff, I'll be there cheering for you, mate. So this game's fun. It's taking a long time. I think we're winning this game at the moment. Obviously, we've got the creature advantage. Opponents scrying. I'm expecting something big to come out, like the 6/6 from Yu-Gi-Oh. Oh, okay. Fair enough. I haven't played Yu-Gi-Oh for... I think I watched the first season of the Yu-Gi-Oh TV show, and I think I played the original set when I was in high school, which, yeah, I graduated high school in 2005, so it's a long time but I haven't really. I basically upgraded from Yu-Gi-Oh to Magic once I hit 16, and I didn't look back. Alright, so we might start getting a bit more aggressive here. We're in a pretty good position. Like, we can afford to get aggressive. Blue-black's not going to play anything with haste that's going to hurt me, so we may as well turn on my 6/6. Go to combat, attack. I'll keep back the automaton, just in case it comes down to that one point that I want to kill with. I went from Yu-Gi-Oh to Magic and got to say couldn't have been any sooner. Yeah, like Yu-Gi-Oh, I mean, it has its upsides. It's not the worst game it's ever made, but it's definitely not on the same level as Magic. Same as there's all those games out there: Pokemon, trading card game, Hearthstone, all those kind of things. That end of the day, sure, it's personal choice, but I'll take Magic first over anything else. The only game that's coming close for me at the moment is the Eternal card game, which if you love Magic and you haven't seen it, check it out. It's currently in open beta on Steam. It's actually made by, for those of you who follow Magic at a high level, it's made by the guys who make. Oh, sorry, it's made by. It's made by some high level pros in Magic. So LSV is the big one. Josh Adelaide, just a bunch of really good Magic players have put a lot of effort into it, and it looks a lot better than Magic, because obviously Magic Online is unfortunately very poor client, but it has the best gameplay. League of Legends, I have literally never even looked at a game of League of Legends. I don't know, not my style. It is very popular. I know a lot of people play it, a lot of people like it, and I don't blame you there, but it's just not my style of game. I've never really been into that. I think they're MOBAs, aren't they? That's what they call them. Never got into that style of game. Okay, opponent's on 5. But yeah, definitely, like I was saying before, you love RPGs, that's why. Yeah. Yeah, as I was saying when we first started talking right back, if you're going to start streaming, definitely don't put yourself into one thing. Like, don't say I stream Magic, full stop. Like, say I am a streamer, I like to play Magic, which is where I'm at the moment. Again, I did that when I started. I came out and I said I am a Magic streamer, full stop. And it lost me a lot of potential viewers, because people are like, well, I don't particularly like Magic, there's enough Magic streamers and you're not very good, so I'm not going to watch you. Whereas now I call myself a streamer who, I guess, what's what I'm thinking of, who specialises in Magic, because I mostly just play Magic. Where are we going to put this? So you got 3 blockers. Let's put it on. Put it on this guy, I guess, just to draw a card. Land. Play the land. Attack with everything. And block 3 things. They'll block that. They'll block. I can't really block. Oh, I should have activated my crusher. Yeah, it's fine. My opponent can't 12 me next turn, so there's that. Not quite sure how we lose this game. to the garrison. Frontier here, there is a Frontier League happening at my game store. I have, oops, sorry, disregard that. I haven't been actively involved in it personally. I don't think it's very popular. I do live, like, it's not a massive area. I live in Hobart in Australia, so if you're not Australian, you can Google that. It's basically the little island that hangs off the bottom of Australia. If you are Australian, you know how small Hobart is. We've got 2 game stores. I think one of them was running a league. Is it ready to use the phone account with chat? Depends on your computer. If you've got a single screen, you have to. There's really no other choice. Otherwise, you get too cluttered. I use 2 screens, and I find it easier just to have this up. I just like on Twitch when you stream, you can pop the chat out, or I think you do it anyway, and just literally I have it on my other screen, and I watch you guys and talk back. I can type back as well. Honestly, personal preference and setup, up to you. Alright, cool. We got the win. We were drawing that, so we'll gain some life anyway. Draw lands. What did we see? We saw lots of blue cards. We saw flyers. We saw some artifacts. I don't think we're changing much in our sideboard. I think our deck's pretty decent right now. Check out. Look. Alright, Synchron, thanks for hanging out. Like I said, I've followed you, so if you do start streaming this account, and I'm online, I'll definitely check it out. I just thought I'll definitely check it out. Unfortunately, I don't have many tickets around, so I probably won't be able to build it, but I'd love to see it and see what it looks like. Check it out, maybe recommend it and give away some of your tech. So straight now. Alright, let's run it back as it is. Thanks for thanks for hanging out, Synchron. Waiting for our opponent to submit. This one. Am I doing mocks? No, just random draft. I'm not good enough to do mocks. I appreciate the compliment, but no box. We're on the draw. It's another hand that's probably just a forest away from being good. I hate hands like this because I always choose wrong. We're on the draw, which means that we've got that extra potential. I can literally not cast anything in my hand. Yeah, we're going to mulligan it. Another hand that's a forest away from being great. Or being good anyway. We kept 6. If we keep this, we're bottoming anything that isn't a forest. And if we don't see a forest, we're just flat out dead. If we see a forest, we're playing Bandar into Brawler. I don't want to go to 5, but I think I can. My opponent wasn't running overly far. Let's keep it. Got the scry, so we're hoping... No, bottom that. I've either just screwed myself or done the best thing. 4 Avacyn, 4 Selfless Spirits, 4 Gideons, 4 Hearts, 4 Thraben, 4 Toolcraft, 4 Stasis Snare, didn't get a forest, 2 deck stones, 2 walking. So it seems very similar to the, or like it seems to be based off the Mardu vehicles deck by the looks of it. Obviously the Gideons, the Hearts, the Threat Inspector, the Toolcraft. 4 Hearts? You wouldn't run 4 Hearts, Varamy? Alright, we didn't draw the land. We got greedy. We get punished. Do you think it'd run okay with less Hearts, Jordan? For Thalias. I like Thalia. I think people aren't playing Thalia. I think 4 of a legendary is a bit much. Yeah. I could see where you're coming from there, Varamy. I guess like it's good to turn on tool because it costs more than it costs too much to turn on Toolcraft really. Prairie Stream. Forest. Let's play the Bandar. So we'll play the Bandar, then we'll play the Brawler. No. Yeah, play the Bandar first. That's for 3 and 4 for Prairie Stream. So why are we playing it to run as triggers for Toolcraft, Flip Avison? Yeah, you can legendary rule to Flip Avison, I guess that counts. Why are we playing blue sources? They're blue cards in the sideboard, or like wouldn't they just be better to be just plains? Garrison. That's fine. They're going to attack with the poison. No, not going to attack with the poison. Alright, let's just target. So the trick to save a little bit of time here is that you target your opponent's creature, say always 0, and then it just skips it. You have to try and put counters on. Oh, for sure, and I can definitely appreciate it if it's working, but you know, there's always room for improvement. Definitely not trying to take away from your deck building abilities there, man. So I guess some questions, constructive feedback, if you will. But yeah, what's the blue sources for? I don't want to draw shocks here. Need to consider time because we're at 12. I'm at 12 minutes here. Yup. You gonna hit me for 3? I'll let you hit me for 3. I think Stasis Snare got even better. Yeah. Stasis Snare even better with the new Gideon. There is the new 4-drop enchantment that does Stasis, so that exiles. Would that be something to consider? Because it has the cycling as well, which isn't the worst thing in the world, having that cycling ability tacked onto it. Is that something you'd consider playing, or is the Stasis Snare just better? Spell qualities in the sideboard, yeah, there you go, that makes sense. Negates Indestructible Gods. yeah, definitely. Indestructible Gods being in the set is a downside. So I'm not going to attack this turn. I'm going to keep up. I've got Appetite and Sparks that I can cast, so luckily our opponent's not doing anything, so we're just going to take it out. I want to take out the Death Toucher before we do anything too crazy here. I don't know how the gods are going to go. Like the blue one's pretty good, I think. The blue one's going to see constructed play. I think I'm going to Appetite the Gauntlet and block. Maybe no, just Appetite won't block. It's only 1 damage. Appetite the Gauntlet. take 1 damage. Keep your main board as it is. Sideboard, mainly personal preference. Yeah, for sure. I mean, you have to adjust your sideboard for obviously for your local meta. Like you got to know what you're playing against. And oh, I just made my hand really small. Sorry about that. Definitely. So I can see what Varamir was saying, and that having the 4 legendaries is something that you could look at, whether it's worth it or not. Yeah, I think the only way to really be sure is to play the deck. I'll see what I can do in terms of putting together, but Gideons are really expensive at the moment, so probably not going to happen anytime soon, unfortunately. Alright, this turn we're going to attack. We're going to have a 4-3. We're going to Sparks the Poisoner if they block with it. If they don't block with it, I'll probably just pop the Implement. Yes. Fan that can be strong early, mid, late game. It's good. Like you definitely want a deck that works through through all phases. Have you had a chance to play Jordan against like those main decks against the no blocks? Cool. Against like Sahili, Cat, and the Mardu Vehicles main build. Or how does it play? How does it pair up against those? Aether Meltdown. That's just mean. That's fine. Yeah, there's definitely reasons to do it. So I guess the only way to really be sure, you could try testing with only the 3rd one and see if it runs any, see if it does affect the running of it, or if, I guess it depends on what you're going to put in that slot instead. I don't know. Right. I'm just going to build the board here. Really want to draw that 4th land, get the Scrapper Champion down. Poisoner, I don't care about Poisoner hitting me. I'm still at 17. If I was my opponent, I'd definitely be keeping the Poisoner back, because Death Touch is relevant. Played against White River Vehicles, which is smashed. Dynavote Control I walked through. I'm also after sideboard. Spirits was close when my hand was not great, but okay, hand destroyed it. Cool. So it seems like it has the matchups there. Obviously, it's hard to test against Sahili because it just literally goes off. You can't really, like, you can sideboard against it with it. People have found some cards which do work, and I think the best one is the new Armor card, which makes your artifacts come and play tapped, but otherwise it's not really something you can allow for or test against. Do I want to move counters here? No, I don't want to move counters here. I think I want to implement here. Do I? Just kind of drawing nothing. Let's implement. No, because I don't draw the land. Let's attack first. I'll attack with our 2-3. Oh, no, I'll just put this in front of it. What am I doing? Pay attention to the board. Pay attention to the board, hey? Yeah, no attacks. Yep, okay, so yeah, we're gonna do this. I should have done this before combat. That's not what we wanted to draw. That's fine. Cat combo is tough. Authority of the Consoles and Thalia. Yeah, sorry, Thalia, I didn't even think of Thalia. You said you were playing that in your main board, weren't you? It's not a bad little hoser. Okay, fourth land. Fourth land's good. Fourth land is what we want to see. So now we can attack with this. 4. If they block, we have choices. So we got choices. We'll see what happens. We'll pay the energy, give it trample. We need to start getting some damage in. What are we at? 8 minutes. We're a game up, so we're feeling good. Awesome. Take your recommend. Have you built it on like a website like Tapped Out or anything? That'd be a good place to just be able to get a link to it for future reference. So we've got options here. We can either Welding Sparks to keep my dude alive, we can let it die, play Quicksmith Genius and Renegade, or we can play Scrapper Champion, let it die and play Scrapper Champion. I think we're going to let it die and play the Genius and the Renegade. Yeah, let's do that. Get a bunch of damage in. Play Renegade. Yeah. We're at the point where we just need to start kind of trying to flood the board. It was originally blue-white flash, yeah, so after they took out the blue-white guy, switched to a mono-white deck. Yeah, seems sensible. Creatures. If we get another land, we can drop the tiger. We're in a pretty good spot when that happens. Phase something cool. That can get Welding Sparked. Still don't think we're moving these counters anywhere. There's nothing over that they really need to be. Yep. Like I'll probably get them onto the region if I can draw the lands for that. Set auto 0. Fifth land, that's cool. Tiger. Have no artifacts, so I can't bring that out. Do we attack first? I guess we can attack with the Renegade. May as well just attack with the Genius as well. Yeah, let's start pressuring. Let's start making them. Oh, okay, they're doing that before I even get to attack. Probably not going to attack then. Yeah, we just won't attack. Never crew before your opponent attack, guys. Always let your opponent attack first. Because that just gave me the choice that I decided to not do. Alright, Daddy wants a land. Baby's crying. Strangle. Okay, so the board's getting more even, but my creatures are kind of better. I'll wait. I still gonna keep the Bandar alive, just as a 2/2. I'm not gonna do that. It said auto 0. Why are you being stupid? Kari Zev's a card. I like playing Kari Zev here and having Welding Sparks up. So I'm going to attack. Oh, we're at 17, so we're in a pretty good spot. Definitely attacking with the top. Yeah, what are you doing? Opponent, why are you doing that? We'll just attack with the Tiger as a 6/6. 6/6 trample. Can try and give it to you. So to follow, there's just a little love heart button above the stream. Appreciate it. Or you can click my name somewhere. I don't know. Yeah, if you just go to like the main screen, Twitch here, little love heart, hit that one, and Yeah, you're following me. So they activated the garrison, but they didn't attack. That's very interesting. Curious about why they're doing that. Possibly I should have played the Scrapper Champion there. I'm not quite sure what my opponent's thinking. There you go, thanks for the follow, John. Opponent's on 5 minutes, so we're... what's the plan here? I'm not quite sure what the plan is. For my opponent's side of things, I'm just going to double block the 2-3 with my 2x3s. If they have a trick, I'll just Sparks it. If they don't have a trick, I'll just Sparks the flyer. Best ones you've watched. Awesome. Really appreciate it, John. That's awesome. If you have new decks here, definitely let me know. That was good. Old Energy deck was stupid powerful. That's cool. I tried. I said I definitely want to get into Standard, especially with the new rotation. So I'll definitely be keeping an eye out for good decks. Definitely do it. If you can, your best bet, I say, if you're building decks, jump onto like tappedout.net or one of those website deck builders. Build it on there. Send me the link. You can send it through. I've got Facebook, Twitter, all that kind of stuff. So definitely get it to me. And if it's in my budget, I'll definitely try and build them and give you some credit and play them and see what happens. We're under 5 minutes now, that's the problem. Alright, let's make a carry Zev big. Slightly bigger. There's our land, we play our free gem regent, and I think we just kind of win. Actually, we play the Scrapper Champion, they've got one card. I don't think they do, like, I think they literally have to have Languish, like a card that isn't in the set to kill me. I mean, I don't think I can lose this go. If I time out, that's probably the way I lose. I play the champion to turn on trample, to turn on 6/6 here. You can find me on Facebook. Just if you go facebook.com/MP numbers, you can follow and just post crap to me there if you like. Definitely. Not quite as active on Facebook as I am on Twitter and here, but I am there. I do post crap on there randomly, and yeah, again, I think like I was obviously not to try and be insulting to anybody, but I think we have to consider the fact my opponent probably isn't a great player. The fact that they're doing this crewing beforehand, making some really awkward attacks. You know. That's what happens. It's part of the leagues. One thing that, like leagues, for those who play on Magic Online, you'll know what I'm talking about when I say leagues versus queues. Obviously, that's a big difference where you used to just play in your 8, now you play wherever. Is that in the leagues, the matchmaking seems to be right off. Yeah, sounds good, man. Send them to me in DM. Definitely happy to try them out. Like I say, if they're going to be $100 decks, I'm probably not going to do it. But if you can find some budget stuff, I love doing budget decks and just having fun with that. I probably didn't need to attack with everything here, but why not? Looking pretty solid right now. Pretty happy with where we're standing. doing anything. You do take 7 damage. Opponent's on 2. Yeah, maybe they're trying to screw me, try to mess with me and pre-damage. Yeah, I'd say likely it's we're in a situation where my opponent, maybe a newer player, maybe not quite 100% on how the rules work, and end of the day that's what's going to happen. Like, I'm playing in the intermediate leagues. We're not playing for high stakes. We're sitting on 1-1, so we're not sitting in a 2-0. It's going to happen. It's going to happen, and you got to respect it. And if I was at a table, if I was sitting here playing Magic, I probably would have words with my opponent, and not words sounds bad, but I'd have a chat with them, and I'd make sure I explain to them. But I'm not going to do that online. There's lots of resources that they can find themselves. So, like watching fantastic streamers like myself. Hashtag self plug. I apologise. I'm not going to hashtag anything again. I think we're pretty much done. Magic Online, the cost of the cards, or you can so you have to buy the cards. Unfortunately, you can't use your in-game card, your real-life cards for Magic Online. There are ways to get them. So obviously, drafting. Cool, we won't. Drafting, you get the cards that you draft. Otherwise, you have to go in and manually buy them. So, for example, if we look at like the way I do it is MTG Goldfish. I haven't done it for a long time. So I haven't built standard decks for a long time, so forgive me. So if you search, say, Gideon... I'll give you the trials. Yeah, you have to pay real money for the pictures, yeah, definitely. So you see they've got paper price. I don't have online prices because it's not online yet, obviously. What's the current Gideon called? Gideon... Allies Zendikar. Although I picked the promo one because that's also not available online. Let's find one that's actually available on Magic Online. Hey, there we go. Yeah. So paper price $20 and online price is $15. So to do online, if you haven't played Magic Online, it works on a ticket system. So generally, what you'll do, which I don't think I have many of. Yeah, we finished that league. Awesome. I'm getting pretty low on tickets at the moment. You'll have tickets, these things, event tickets, and a ticket is basically $1, American. As an Australian, it sucks because it's about double, but a ticket is $1 American. So if I wanted to buy this from these guys, I could either use PayPal or a credit card to do it, and they'd trade me the card, or I can give them 15 tickets for it, 15.83 tickets. The good side of that, which I'll do right now, is that you can also trade cards back in. So for example, if I jump into my trade binder, this is a little lesson. If you're someone who likes to draft, do it because it's awesome. Format standard, sure. We add all our cards to the binder. Then we go talk to a friendly card buying bot. There's a million of these things. Hit trade, they go through, they find anything they want, which they want my car reserve, my free gem region, and they're giving me 0.09 tickets. So that just stays in credit. And obviously, if you get good cards, like if you pick up a Gideon in draft or something, you'll get 2 or 3 tickets for it. But yeah, no, I get nothing. Thank you for selling. You're welcome. And that's how you get some tickets back. And obviously if you want to keep the cards, you keep them as well, and you build your decks up. And like you can see, all my decks, because I have traded in the cards after I play them a bit, I don't have the cards anymore. That's what the little yellow and black line means. So I just can't play these decks because they're not. I don't actually have the cards for them. Yeah, some decks that I've built. Oh, old mono white. I loved old mono white. Mono red, mono red, red white. Yeah, these are the decks that I play. So if you're thinking of ideas of decks you can give me, things that attack and deal lots of damage. Okay, but on that note, guys, so we managed to 2-1 the draft with a pretty. To be honest, it was actually probably my best draft I've done in this format, like in terms of the actual draft format, and getting playables. And I don't know if I built the deck 100%, but it seemed fine. We lost that one game because we kept that awkward hand and got outplayed a couple of times. But I had a lot of fun. I really appreciate everyone who hung out tonight. Yeah, it's fun. I do try and do this time every week, so for me it's a Saturday night. I don't know what time it is wherever you are, but for me it's currently 11:38 PM on a Saturday night, and I also play Hearthstone with a buddy because I don't know how to play it very well, so he teaches me how to play and we just have some fun with it. Obviously with Angoro coming out, we try and have fun. Watching this space, I've got some buddies in a little thing we call MTG Ozstream, which is a couple of Australian-based MTG streamers. We're going to be doing some sealed tournaments, 8:40 AM. Yeah, nice and early on Saturday morning. Yeah, we're going to do some sealed tournaments. We're going to do some round robin to get everyone excited about Amonkhet. I'm going to try and get some packs to do more pack openings of physical products, which is something I don't often do. So definitely, obviously, drop a follow if you do enjoy watching me. If I've entertained you tonight, or you want to see me do this some more. Keep in mind I do draft. Go England 2:38 Saturday afternoon. Is it? I think Australia is one of the first, the farthest ahead countries in the world, I believe. America. Good old America. But other than that, I do have Twitter, I do have YouTube, I do have Facebook. All my drafts go to YouTube. I like to talk random crap with random people on Twitter and Facebook. I don't use too much, but definitely feel free to drop a like there as well. Other than that, I'm going to drop off. I'm going to chuck you into another. See who's playing at the moment. Give me a sec. See if we can raid somebody, as the cool kids say. You're random. Are you streaming, Dembat? What are these guys doing? Oh, that's me. I was like, oh, there's a cool guy playing Aether Revolt drafts. Oh, that's me. What are these guys doing? Let's find someone cool. Alright, let's chuck you into the NFG bot team. Not yet, hopefully soon. I'll give you a minute or two, and if you're online, I'll host you. I'll chuck you a host with my 20 odd viewers. My fantastic little viewer base, the people who hung out with me tonight. Again, really appreciate everyone who dropped in. I had a lot of fun tonight. Come on, Devat. Come on. You do it. Well, when you say not yet, do you mean physically not this minute, or do you mean you're not actually a streamer? Should double check that. Yeah, you ran out of time. We're going to host the team NFG bot guys. Tell them I said hi. Apparently Dan Bat's going to be hosting at some point, so check him out. I'm sure he does fantastic things. Yeah, definitely. Send me a list. If I like the list, I'll share them out to people who I've got a good couple of hundred people who watch me on Twitter, and 100 or so people who follow me here. So definitely let me know. Always looking for good decks. But otherwise, yeah, thanks for hanging out. Follow Twitter, YouTube, blah blah blah, etc. Have a good night. Thanks for everything. Bye.